I'm Susan Calman, and this is Secret Scotland. Scotland is a land filled with treasures.
It is absolutely stunning.
It's no wonder over 14 million people from all around the world visited Scotland last year. That's nearly 3 times the number of people who actually live here.
We're going really quite fast!
I'm a proud Scot, born and bred. But I've driven past some of our famous spots hundreds of times without stopping to see them.
Beautiful and powerful.
It's easy to take the land you grew up in for granted.
Oh, that's it.
But I'm not doing that anymore. Wow.
The best sausage sandwich, I think, in the world.
Oh, no, no, no! Put it through the wrong bit!
From its borders to its islands, and from its lochs to its mountains.
I'm not good with heights.
I'm going to uncover the secrets of Scotland. I'll be hands-on as I experience Scotland's history, whether it's castles or curling.
Good.
Epic legends or ghostly tales. It's an exclusive tour of some amazing places. It's your very own Secret Scotland. This time, I'm off on an exhilarating journey in Scotland's historical heartland, Stirling. I've been given exclusive access to the city's most fascinating spots to go backstage on Stirling's past. I'm looking forward to Stirling. I've gigged there loads as a stand-up, but I don't know a huge amount about the history of the place, so I can't wait to find out more. In a place where big-name acts are the main draw, I'm hoping to raise the curtain.
Surely you wouldn't think it.
On a first-class lineup. Now, you may have seen a little film called Braveheart about Scottish hero William Wallace. I'm right in the heart of Wallace country to find out whether or not the legends are actually true. Such is the Scots' affection for national hero William Wallace, they constructed a monument in his name in the 1860s. Funded entirely by donations from the adoring public, the final bill would have been over £1 million in today's money. But was Wallace really the mighty warrior portrayed by Mel Gibson? And did he truly deserve to capture the nation's hearts? To guide me through Wallace's past, monument expert and local lass Abby is taking the lead up this 220-foot structure.
Incredible views, but was there an actual reason why they built it in this place?
There was talks about having it in Glasgow, there was talks about having it in Edinburgh, and they settled on Stirling because this is the scene of Wallace's greatest victory, the Battle of Stirling
Which
Bridge.
is just over there.
Wallace and his army are said to have camped on the Abbey Craig and prepared for the battle here.
While defending themselves against English occupation, a brave and triumphant Scottish army was led by William Wallace here in the late 13th century.
But they'll never take our freedom!
It's that scene in Braveheart where Mel Gibson gets rather enthusiastic in face paint.
We've all seen the documentary Braveheart,
Yes.
which is an incredibly detailed, accurate retelling of William Wallace's life. Tell me something, Abby. Did you watch it and go, oh, some of the historical inaccuracies?
I think I really like the film, and to be honest, it made me come and learn more about...
Oh, so that's part of the reason, in some ways, why you've ended up where you are, because of the film?
Yes,
Oh, that's
and I
lovely.
grew up in Stirling as well,
Oh,
so...
well, that's good.
Yeah.
Clearly the Victorians didn't get round to installing a lift to bypass these 246 steps. But there's another feat of engineering Abby wants to share in a room devoted to the heroes of Scotland's past.
Wow, so this is it?
Yes, this is us inside the Hall of Heroes. So obviously you've climbed up the staircase, and that's
Yes.
the only way up and down, apart from these hatches, which when we're bringing things up and down the tower, we have to lift each of the hatches, put in a pulley system. So it's a major operation to get everything that you see here into the monument.
Extraordinary.
And it's in this glorious Hall of Heroes that William Wallace's sword was placed in 1888.
So this is meant to be his actual sword?
It's always been linked to Wallace, and definitely parts of the sword date back to the medieval time period. It's 1.68 metres.
That's taller than me. That's huge.
It's a massive height.
To wield a sword like that, you have to be substantially taller than a Calman. So how tall was he?
Yes, experts have suggested that Wallace would have to have been about 6'6", about 2 metres tall. The sword is a symbol of freedom, and actually in 1912, suffragette Ethel Muirhead broke the sword case and left a note inside to say that your liberties were won by the sword, release the women who are fighting for their liberties.
That's incredible. I love the idea that a suffragette sneaked in and left a wee note. How polite.
The original sword is safe behind the glass, but William Wallace enthusiast Alex has an exact replica, and I've been given the special go-ahead to measure up to this impressive weapon.
Taller, it's bigger than me, isn't it? How was this used? I can't imagine on horseback, was it?
No, you would use it fighting someone of your own stature. But in this case, Wallace is using it in battle, and he's up in front of his men.
Right.
He's charging in with this thing. There's nothing going to stop him.
So it would be used mostly kind of overhead?
Overhead. And using it, turning the sword. That's why it's got a big handle, so you can thrust it. And you can take...
Could I not just come in and go, beep? Is that not what...
Well, that's probably what you would have done, yes.
Well, if Wallace could manage it, why can't I?
The gravitational propulsion.
Oh my, it's heavy. Yeah. How heavy is it?
Nearly 3 kilos. And old money.
It's all right, I'm all right, Alec, I'm all right, I've got it, I do weightlifting. But that is some weight, isn't it?
Wallace was hunted down by the English in 1305, tried for treason, and met a grisly end being hung, drawn and quartered. But it assured him a towering place in Scottish history, as I'm finding out. 244, 245, oh, it never ends.
We've made it.
I feel like we should get matching tattoos. Wow, that's a lot of steps.
Yeah, only 4 or 5 more and then you're on the crown platform.
Not everyone who visits the monument makes it this far, but I want to see Scotland. And there she is.
Oh, it's incredible. Look at it.
It's amazing, the
All the
360-degree views, yeah.
The wind is whipping, but it's actually very still. It feels like you're just trapped in a little moment on top of the monument. If you want a bird's eye view of Scotland, this is one of the best places to come.
Within easy sight of the monument is the historical fortress of Stirling Castle. So I'm heading across the battlefields to see what secrets it has to share.
Maybe it's the romantic in me, but I love a castle. If you think of the names associated with this place, Robert the Bruce, Mary Queen of Scots, and I'm walking in their footsteps.
They're big boots to fill. Robert the Bruce was Scotland's most famous king, continuing Wallace's fight for Scottish independence in the 14th century. The castle holds many secrets if, like head guide Ross, you know just where to look for them.
The early castle's gone. Robert Bruce takes the castle back from the English garrison.
Yeah.
First thing he did, he ordered the Scots army to destroy Stirling Castle completely.
Sorry, Robert the Bruce himself was the one who destroyed Stirling Castle.
He feared
Yeah.
that the castle would again fall into the hands of an invading English army. And he was doing that all over Scotland, Edinburgh, Roxburgh, all these castles, taken back by Bruce.
And then destroyed?
Destroyed.
Gosh, you don't think that?
He was thorough in his work.
He was thorough in destroying things.
He was indeed.
Wow, that's amazing.
He was.
Far less destructive methods of warding off visitors now lie in the fabric of the castle, including handcrafted gargoyles featuring the devil himself. More surprisingly, there's a host of unicorns. Not just a whimsical design choice, this mythical creature is actually Scotland's national animal, symbolising purity and innocence. But in the 1500s, there's said to have been a strange creature of the feathered variety right here.
The Birdman of Stirling Castle.
The Birdman of Stirling Castle. I can't wait to hear this one.
He's a man called John Damien, and it's said that in September 1507, he tried to fly from the walls of Stirling Castle all the way to France.
That's a really long way.
Apparently, he made a set of wings out of feathers.
No.
He gets up on one of the walls, he launches himself up into the sky, and then plummets to the ground.
That way, after you've had a wee drink, you think, I could easily do that.
It would explain.
I could do that, no
It
bother
would
at all.
explain a great deal. Soft landing, though. A midden.
So we landed in a midden. So a midden it's kind of a Scots term for a rubbish tip. My granny used to say, your bedroom's like a midden, for example. It wasn't, but that's what she used to say, yeah.
Coming up, I uncover more of the castle's secret history.
Is this a football?
The oldest football in the world.
Wow.
And put my Strictly training into practice.
Ah! I touched the sword! I touched the sword!
I'm Susan Calman, and I'm on an exclusive tour of Scotland's most captivating spots. Here in Stirling, I'm discovering the secrets of its most iconic fortress. Mary Queen of Scots once lived here at Stirling Castle, and Dr. Alistair Mann knows a secret spot where Mary's story began.
So this is the original place where the Chapel Royal was located, where Mary Queen of Scots was crowned. She was 9 months old.
Wow.
Just a baby.
So did they actually crown her? Did they put it on her head?
What they did was they held the crown over her head, and she was anointed in the same way as an adult monarch would have been.
So was it a celebration? It was a full regalia, everything, even though there was a baby in the middle
That's right.
of it?
A little person in contrast to the tall, elegant woman,
Yeah.
5'11".
Was she?
Yeah.
Why were they always so tall in history?
No, she was
I
exceptionally
was
tall.
hearing that William Wallace was 6'6".
No. She was exceptionally tall.
She must have really struck quite a figure when she came into a room,
Yeah.
Mary Queen of Scots,
Yeah.
as this tall,
the
imposing
French court
figure.
thought she was amazing. Apart from her mother-in-law, who thought, you know, yeah.
Mother-in-laws.
Yeah.
Mother-in-laws often think that.
Mary Queen of Scots called this stunning royal palace home until she went to France at the age of 5. When she returned to Scotland in her teens, the young queen faced many challenges.
Restored remarkably, just as it was.
She was widowed 3 times over and forced to abdicate her throne, aged just 24. With little sympathy from Queen Elizabeth I, Mary was imprisoned south of the border before her cousin, seeing her as a rival, had her beheaded.
This was her actual bedroom.
Oh, right.
This is as close a reproduction as we can get of what it looked like.
Obviously, it's not her actual bed, but is this the kind of thing...
It is the kind of thing, though I think it would have been larger.
I mean, do you think I'm allowed to try it?
Surely you wouldn't think of it.
I mean, you look away and let me have a wee shot at the... That's it. No.
My goodness.
I think I feel it. I
Yes?
feel like a queen. There you go. Of course, it's quite a way down, but very elegant.
Elegant,
befits.
as befits a woman of status.
Well, thank you very much, Alistair. And it's not just Mary's bed that's been replicated.
Is this a football?
The famous football, which Mary played with when she was a child. She played football and she watched football.
Discovered during renovations in the 1980s, Mary's original football is now preserved in a local museum and occupies a special place in history.
It's supposed to date from the 1540s and found in the fabric of this room, the oldest football in the world.
Intelligent, tall, attractive woman who played football.
Yes.
She sounds like the kind of woman I would have dated. I'll be very honest with you. I think she sounds like quite a catch. Was there anything that Mary wasn't good at? Because she sounds a little bit sickening.
She wasn't good at choosing the right husband.
That's true.
Stirling Castle has one more secret for me to discover. The 16th century Great Hall has hosted many accomplished dancers in its time, and now I've got the chance to learn the art of Highland dancing for myself, courtesy of Fiona here, who's a national champion.
One of the most famous Scottish Highland dances is the sword dance. That's quite a peculiar thing. Where did that come from?
The first theory is that the soldier had won the war and they were celebrating their victory by having their sword and their opponent's sword, and they laid them down and they did a victory dance. The other theory is that the swords were laid down the night before they went to battle, and the soldiers had to dance over the swords. If they kicked the swords, it was seen as a bad omen, and that the next day would not go well for them.
It's an awful lot of pressure to do a... Oh, I don't like that. What are you going to try and teach me?
So we always put our thumb and our middle finger together. So this is to look like the stag's head.
Oh, is that what that's...
Yeah.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. It's a stag. That's what I can see. I just thought it was pretty, right?
So we always make sure it's a nice upright position.
Yeah.
So need to make sure we're up nice and tall. So yeah, lots to remember. So
That's quite enough for me to be getting on with for now. But here comes the footwork, which I fear may be my downfall.
I'm like a horse galloping. Okay, nailed it.
Okay.
Right, okay.
So the high cut, we have our both hands up with our stag's heads.
Yep, got
and
it.
we're going to just put our foot behind our leg. This is a high cut.
Keeping our knees back.
Yes.
Yes, Susan. Goodness sakes, I told you before about your legs.
Well done, Susan. That was perfect. Yes, knees right back. Very good. And then we're going to point your left foot to the side. That's it. So we're going to go side, and then we're going to bring it together, front, together, and swap, side, together, front, together.
I touched the sword! I touched the sword! Does that mean I get killed?
Yes.
This is getting more competitive than I anticipated. A strictly styled dance-off should settle it.
Can you do my quick step?
What's your quick
The
step?
ballroom quick step? The quick step? Well, listen, I'll show you it and see if you can keep up. Just don't touch the swords, Fiona. That's the most important thing, okay? So if you just kind of take a move off there like that. Can you do that?
I think I'll stick to the last step of the swords, actually. I think you're better at the quick step than I am.
Say that again and louder.
I think you might be better at the quick step than
Yes,
I am.
I am. You're all right at Highland dancing. Yeah.
I may be safer away from the swords, so I'm being allowed to watch from the minstrel's gallery. It's usually closed to the public, but it has the best views of a stunning Scottish scene.
It's so difficult to do. I mean, I've only done a little bit of the Highland dancing, and it takes so much energy and so much precision. They are remarkable. It's shown me Highland dancing in a whole new light. It's been brilliant. Stag's Head. I'll never forget Stag's Head.
Scotland's secrets come in all shapes and sizes, and one of our smaller, though very closely guarded ones, is particularly tasty. I'm heading to meet confectioner Helen, who knows all there is to know about our national sweetie, tablet.
My granny used to make tablets, and it is something that a lot of people associate with their grandmothers, isn't it?
It's very traditional, and I think it's a dying art these days because more and more people don't have it passed down generational.
And they just go and buy it, don't they?
Absolutely. Convenience is the word of the day.
Yeah. Is it uniquely Scottish?
Nowhere else will you get tablet other than Scotland. No one else knows what it is, and they'll say fudge. And you say, no, tablet. And they look at you confused.
So do you think it's easy to tell the difference between tablet and fudge?
Well, let's have a go.
Helen has prepared 3 mystery samples for me to try, like some sort of sugar-induced game show with its own catchy jingle.
Is it tablet fudge?
Treat number 1 is distinctly sugary, buttery and crumbly. Oh, treat number 2 is also very sugary, but smoother in texture.
I would say that is fudge and that is tablet. Am I correct?
Yes, you are. You are indeed. Well done, you.
Tablet, like a few of us Scots, is hard on the outside, unlike its softer cousin, fudge.
There is a difference.
There is a difference. With different cooking temperatures and a slightly more ingredient in the fudge than there is in the tablet, you come up with 2 different products.
And what's this?
It's a surprise.
Treat number 3 has a distinctly Scottish flavour.
Flavoured iron brew in it. It's iron brew.
You know, another uniquely Scottish thing.
Yep.
Iron brew.
To get tablet just right, the basic ingredients are married together at an exact temperature.
It takes a long time to make tablet. It's a labour of love.
And what temperature do you get it to?
Everyone's different.
Well, what are you, Helen?
I'm 119.
You're 119?
119.
You said that like you would have to kill me after telling me that, Helen.
Yes.
No one tell anyone it's 119. Right? Yeah.
The skill comes in beating the hot mixture consistently as it cools and thickens, or there's a risk the entire batch will be ruined.
Oh, I look like a professional chef, Helen.
Have a go.
It's really hard, Helen.
The real secret behind tablet making? You need to be fit. Oh, I didn't give my granny the credit she deserved.
See how it's lost its shine and
It's keeping its form a little bit when you ripple it across.
that's us.
You're very welcome. I beat that for you.
Now the hard work is over, all that's left to do is pour the mixture and get down to the clearing up.
Thanks very much for having me in your kitchen, Helen.
Oh, you're more than welcome. We'll work on your breathing.
Remember that.
Coming up, I try my hand at one of the nation's favourite winter sports.
That is good. That is a good throw.
And I'm made an offer I just can't refuse.
You ready for a go on a set of pipes?
Yes, please.
I'm in Scotland, going from borders to beaches on a mission to uncover the nation's secrets. This time I'm in Stirling, where it turns out football has a bit of competition as the national sport.
Like most people in this country, I love watching curling on the television. In fact, I would consider myself somewhat of an expert in the matter, despite never having curled in my life before.
We Scots like it so much, we've even opened this world-class national training centre. It's not usually open to the public, but they're giving me special access. And museum curator Michael has joined me, along with a very special artefact.
This is the oldest curling stone in the world. It's dated 1511, although the date was probably added later, but the shape of the stone suggests this is a 15th century stone.
And tell me, Michael, is this Scottish?
We know it was here, and we know they were using stone from the very beginning. So yes, it's our game, it's our ancestry, it's 100% Scottish.
If it's the Scots that invented it, I should really give it a go.
Left hand down the brush.
Okay, yes.
Performance coach David has worked with Olympic athletes, so he's well placed to walk me through the game.
Well, it's like watching Torvill and Dean. It's extraordinary. What grace.
In slow motion.
In slow motion, yeah.
You're now trying to put pressure on the ice with that and sweep fast. Sweep, hard and fast. Ah! Good.
Curling looks simple. Like lawn bowls on ice, stones are aimed as close to the target or house as possible. Each stone is released by the player and guided by 2 sweepers who must adhere to one golden rule.
Don't touch the stone, whatever you do. Do not touch the stone.
It's really quick.
You mustn't touch the stone.
It's really quick. It's really
That's 3 times you've done that.
Touch the stone. You're not meant to touch touch the stone?
Not meant to touch it. In fact, you're not allowed to touch it. If you touch it, you have to take it off. Finished, end of. For a first effort, that was pretty good.
Marvellous.
But now we're going to show you how it should be done, okay?
To help improve my technique, David has roped in some special assistants in the form of Team GB curler Eve Muirhead, and I'm feeling quite starstruck.
Give you some tips?
Yes, please. Yeah, I've been trying the brushing.
You should go harder than that. That's a bit soft.
An expert in this icy field, Eve captained Team GB to the Olympic podium in 2014. The ladies brought home the bronze medal, and I fear she's looking for an award-winning performance from me.
I'm not even a sweeper, I'm a skip.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of work to do, a few improvements, but I'm sure we can get there.
Why do you think people are so obsessed with curling?
I think it's because it comes down to such small margins, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We're on a game for 2.5, 3 hours, and you've always got to be kind of thinking ahead and thinking what the opposition's going to do as well, so you can make it as hard as you can for them.
David's going to teach me how to be a curler, and I'll see you in 4 years' time at the next Olympic Games.
See you in Beijing.
See you in... Oh, I hate flying.
I'm starting to think this curling business is trickier than it looks on the telly.
Sit down. Hold the crutch, left hand. Hold the stone, right hand.
Yeah.
Hips back and slippy foot back.
Slippy foot back. Foot
And then
back.
we're going to move the stone forward and bring that foot forward and chase after it. Slide after it. Good. Good. Good.
It seems David isn't the only one that's noticed my hidden talents.
The Japanese Olympic team have just arrived, and they've just seen that, so...
They're thinking we've got an early development squad.
But practice, plus a couple of experienced sweepers, makes perfect.
And then we're going to do
Yeah, and then we're going to get
hips up,
Hips up.
hips back,
Hips back, foot
stone
back.
and everything, slide after it. And throw it. Throw it.
Straight down them. That is exceptional.
Look at it curling. Look at it curling. Now watch yourself. It's even nearer.
That is good. That is a good throw.
Unbelievable.
What a triumph.
Unbelievable.
What a triumph.
Buoyed by beginner's luck, I'm leaving the National Training Centre to seek out some more of Stirling's hidden gems. In the shadow of Stirling Castle, there's one little spot that's making a lot of noise.
Personally, I love bagpipes. When I hear them playing, something stirs inside me. And you might be thinking, well, they're as Scottish as haggis and whiskey, and you'd be right. But I've got a feeling there's a lot more to them than that.
Alan is a dab hand at producing and repairing some beautiful bagpipes, with price tags up to £3,000. And it wasn't just the paying customers that brought him to this spot 15 years ago.
My car broke down at the front door, and that decided for me.
So it was fate. Fate brought you here. I love bagpipes. I really do. I think they're wonderful and beautiful. But can you tell me, where do bagpipes come from?
Scotland to Moscow, and from Sweden to Sardinia and down onto North Africa as well. There's Tunisian pipes and all sorts.
So they're from all over the place.
Aye,
It's not just
there's more than 100.
Scotland that bagpipes can be seen
No,
in.
that's the typical ones that we know because of the sheer volume of these. These are 108 decibels.
That's quite loud. Yes.
Which is the loudest unamplified instrument in the world.
That's louder than a pneumatic drill, but much more pleasant. In the right hands.
I don't think my neighbours would be very pleased if I started learning the bagpipes, Alan.
Well, you could start a small pipe, border pipe. They're only small pipes, 75, 78 decibels.
I still think, Alan, I still think they would have a problem with that. They can hear everything through our walls. Paper thin, those walls.
Nowadays, piping is growing in popularity. 35,000 people attended the World Pipe Band Championships in Scotland last year. But back in the 1800s, the sound of bagpipes was a daily occurrence.
The town piper of Stirling was paid to march up and down the street here and to play first thing in the morning and last thing at night. He was given £36 in a little house and the right to wear a blue bonnet with a red hackle.
So he would just walk up and down the street playing the loudest unamplified instrument known to man to wake everyone up. That's an extraordinary job. I wouldn't say it would be very popular if you did that in my street, I'll be honest with you.
Its days as an alarm clock may be in piping's history, but I'm going to help Alan make a piece of piping's future. While many bagpipe makers are using modern computerised techniques, Alan prefers to make each piece by hand, like this drone shaped from pricey African blackwood. I feel like I'm under fire.
It was a little bit frightening initially because all the stuff was flying up on all these kind of... It looked like chocolate. It's really nice.
It's full of lovely oils,
It
African
is.
blackwood. So the second hardest wood in the world, I believe.
A set of pipes can take up to a year to be produced, and the finished article is well worth the wait.
You ready for a go on a set of pipes?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I've been here for ages. I thought you would never ask, Alan. I've been ready since the moment I sat for this door. Let's do it.
Ear defenders at the ready.
Prepare yourselves, Pamela and Roger. I've taken up the bagpipes. That's my neighbours. Prepare yourselves.
I'm not sure what it is, but I'm suddenly craving the peace and tranquility of the Scottish countryside. Not far from Stirling city walls, there's a place I'm told is steeped in mystery. This place is hard to find, but the scenery is stunning. I'm 10 miles south of Stirling in the Carron Valley, where there's a group of passionate enthusiasts taking on teaching with a difference, and I understand they take it pretty seriously.
A bit nervous about this. Not quite sure what to expect. There's a man with a spear.
Who goes there?
No! Hello!
Stay your business.
It's Susan, and I'm just here to see how everyone is. Can I come in? Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
Hi, Charlie. How are you doing? Come on down.
God.
Wow. This place is brilliant.
Thank you.
10 years ago, the first of 5,000 posts went into the ground here to recreate an 11th century village and form a genuine sense of how life would have been in medieval Scotland.
Why is this here? Because we're kind of in the middle of nowhere.
When I was 15 at school, they quickly breezed over the Celts, the Picts, as they were called. And when I questioned that, I was told that we weren't doing that. We didn't start teaching our own culture and heritage as part of the national curriculum until 1996, and that's when I set it up as a charity.
So it's so that people can learn about Scottish heritage, but see it as well.
Kids from around the country now come to the village to get hands-on with history, and I'm eager to have a go for myself.
This is called a gibbet.
Watch your head.
All right. Oh, thanks very much indeed. Oh, watch your head. What a polite man with an axe. Unexpected.
You know, there'd be a lock on it,
Yeah.
and that'd be you. And then we'd hoist you up and just leave you there.
A long time.
A long, long time. They even kept Robert Bruce's wife, Elizabeth, in one of these. They were trying to get him to hand himself over.
I don't think I'd enjoy this very much. It's a little bit exposed, I'll be honest with you, and I don't think they provide any snacks.
Always ready to put on a show, Charlie and his like-minded mates even take their expertise to the big screen as extras and advisors on Hollywood movies.
So this is Rosie.
This is Rosie.
Yeah.
It was a gift from Russell Crowe after we finished filming on Robin Hood.
Wow.
I'd just send flowers as a gift. A battering ram's a bit over the top, don't you think?
Would you want to try operating
Yes.
on it? At least
Yes,
feel,
I do.
At least feel the weight.
Yeah.
If you grab a hold of the tip,
So here?
yeah, and give it a wee nudge. Push.
That way?
Push it, yeah.
Oh, for goodness.
It moves quite easy to start with, though.
It
you know,
does, but
once
you can
get
feel
momentum,
that force.
If you can imagine 10 men underneath this.
Yeah.
OK, they're covered, but raining fire down on top of you, you know, oil burning around you.
Oh, I just think this is brilliant. I can see why kids love it. Thanks, Russell Crowe.
Yes.
Because this is one of the most exciting things I've ever seen in my life. This is brilliant.
Next up, Charlie gets serious.
Want to learn some more fancy dance moves?
Yes, oh yes I do.
And as my time in Stirling comes to an end, I meet the most regal character on my journey so far.
I'm rarely speechless, but right now I'm pretty speechless.
My journey to discover secret Scotland has brought me to a medieval village on the Stirlingshire borders.
So, this is the roundhouse.
This is a roundhouse. We've got some weapons in there, though, if you want to have a look.
Oh, yeah!
Charlie has prepared a special one-to-one lesson that's right up my street.
Want to learn some more fancy dance moves?
Yes, oh yes I do. That was the most threatening thing. And I was, do you want to learn some more fancy dance moves?
We start with a thrust. Let's start with a thrust. So you step into it, thrust.
Yeah.
Okay, bring the sword down across the front of you.
Across the body.
And then cut down.
Cut down.
And then thrust again.
Yeah.
So we need to do a bit more. We need your war
Am
face.
I looking too happy?
You're looking way too happy.
Hello, everyone. Ooh. Okay.
War face.
War face. Okay.
See this?
Yeah.
See this Wonder Woman war face. That's a bit
I
better.
should smile at the end.
You're still
I'm
smiling.
smiling at the end.
You're enjoying this too much. Okay.
I'll be needing more than a cheery demeanour to protect me in battle. Co-founder Malin is going to teach me the art of defence.
I'm originally from Norway. And of course, there, you could choose what you wanted to do in life. So if you were a girl and you wanted to become a warrior, you would do that. Now, there is nothing actually to say that women were not, for example, on the battlefield, or at least defending the home. Yeah.
So this is possibly something my ancestors
It's
could have
very
done. Actually,
possible.
I think we're from Hungary. But let's say I was completely Scottish in medieval times. It could have been me on the
could have been you.
battlefield. We hold it like that. Left foot forward.
Yes. So if you're defending yourself, you already have your sword arm. You still have a weapon. But if someone is firing like arrows towards you, you can then, both of us would go up. And we'd be safe behind our shield.
Yes. And then we're down again.
Down again, we see what we're
So
doing.
we're interlocking it.
Yes, we
and
are.
is that called that was the maiden wall?
So, yeah, so we're doing a shield wall.
Shield
so you're
wall.
a shield maiden now.
Shield
which
maiden.
means you're a maiden.
I'm a
that happened
shield
quickly.
maiden. I know it did happen very quickly. I'm a shield maiden. I'm a shield maiden.
Brilliant.
Right, come on in. Let's see if we can get us a proper wall.
Shield wall. Perfect. Advance!
I think I've slotted in perfectly amongst Maid Malin and her merry men. But one final stop on my journey is taking me closer to home and to a place in my heart.
It's wonderful being out in the Scottish countryside. It's just beautiful. I'm on my way to Loch Lomond. Somewhere I've been loads, but I cannot wait to get back there.
Covering over 700 square miles, there's a lot of Scotland's first national park to explore. The Bird of Prey Centre on Loch Lomond's bonny banks is new territory for me, and Stuart is going to share its treasures.
What kind of owl is this?
European eagle owl, the 6th species in Britain. And those are just feathers on his head. His ears are down here.
It's just beautiful.
The centre is home to over 30 expertly cared for birds, from buzzards and hawks to the more unusual great grey owl.
This is Burkita.
Oh my word! Really quite a noble, steady gait. Just sitting and watching.
They spend very little time of their life actually flying. It's like lions. Lions chase, kill, feed, sleep for a week, and do it all over again. They're the same.
Despite being tethered for their safety, all the birds are permitted to fly under careful supervision.
Mozart was orange-eyed. Burkita and him are yellow-eyed. That is an indication of when that owl hunts. Really dark-eyed owls tend to be nocturnal.
Right.
Yellow-eyed owls tend to be diurnal.
Right.
And orange-eyed owls, there's a term called crepuscular, hunting dawn and dusk.
So I've got dark eyes, that means I hunt at night, right? Well, I mean, that is right. I often go hunting for pakora late in the evening.
The centre's biggest species would be rarely spotted, even in the remote corners of Scotland. So it's thanks to Stuart and his team that I get a chance to set eyes on Orla, the golden eagle.
She's really beautiful.
Steeped in symbolism, the golden eagle is the informal national bird of Scotland, with the adoring public even lobbying the government to try and make it official.
The feathers are quite prized, though, of golden eagles, aren't they?
Yeah. Some clan chiefs and their officers are entitled to wear them in their glengarries and bonnets. And the regiment presented Her Majesty the Queen with one of Wallace's feathers a couple of years ago.
So that's somewhere in Buckingham Palace?
Probably on the coffee table in the middle of the living room.
It'd be quite an impressive thing to have on your coffee table. I've just got remote controls.
Orla's feathers are so highly prized that they can't be sold, only gifted.
Right.
And I've been given the gift of seeing her plumes up close.
It's quite incredible. It's such an emotional thing, and I can't actually believe I'm about to hold a golden eagle. I'm quite frightened, but it's going to be amazing.
With a wingspan of over 7 foot and weighing in at 4.5 kilos, I need a bit of assistance to keep Orla upright. And Stuart is staying close to make sure both of us are safe.
Just keep a very tight grip on the glove.
It's the most extraordinary thing I think I've ever done. I feel like I shouldn't look at her. I feel like she's too special. To be this close to something so beautiful and powerful, and to see the size of those talons. I'm fine, I'm protected, but she's just unbelievable.
So step up on my glove.
Okay. Thank you so much for letting me do that.
What a way to end a journey full of surprises.
Wow.
I didn't know what it took to hold a hero's sword.
I've got it, I do weightlifting.
Or why swords are so important in Scottish dance.
Ah! I touched the sword!
I had no idea that Mary Queen of Scots was so tall.
Well, of course, it's quite a way down.
Or that bagpipes were so loud. And here on the shores of Loch Lomond, I've had an unforgettable experience.
I've never seen a golden eagle that close, never mind hold one. I'm rarely speechless, but right now I'm pretty speechless.
Next time, I'm in Loch Ness, joining the hunt for Nessie.
Have you ever seen the monster?
I let go! I let go! I find out what it takes to build a submarine.
Well, you need a certain amount of confidence and...
That's brilliant! I board a magical railway. Wow. Get up really close with sea life.
I've never seen a dolphin. They've seen us!
And learn the secrets of the strong men.
And you can see that at the same time next week. We give the Queen 70 million a year, but where does it go? From food and drink to fashion and travel, we look into the secret spending of the royals, brand new tomorrow at 9. Next tonight, our celebs check into a hotel so expensive, even Her Majesty might balk at the bill. Posh Hotels with Sally and Nigel is after a quick news update.